frighten anyone half to death. There's so many better ways to die. Yvette, cook! Is everything ready?
Oui, madame.
You have your instructions.
You want the dogs fed before the guests arrive?
No, I want them hungry. Cook, dinner will be served at 7:30.
Sharp.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I've been awfully rude. You have no idea why you're here, do you? Well, it's the butler's job to make everyone feel comfortable. And from the looks of your faces, I'd venture to guess you haven't got a clue. Well, no matter. You're not alone. We're all in this together. At any rate, not to fear, if I've done my calculations correctly. Guests are on their way. Don't be alarmed. It's just the maid in the hall with the champagne cork. Time to meet our guests. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm not sure if I'm in the right...
Yes, indeed, sir. You are expected. Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
Oh, no, that's not my name. My name is Colonel...
Pardon me, sir, but tonight you may well feel obliged to my employer for the use of a pseudonym.
Oh, no thank you. I took an antihistamine before I came.
Yvette, will you attend to the Colonel and give him anything he requires? Ah, do come in, madam. You are expected.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you are to be known as Mrs. White.
Ironic, isn't it? The letter I received said I should refer to myself by that name, but why?
May I introduce you, Mrs. White? This is the maid, Yvette. I see you two know each other.
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this woman before in my life.
Hello?
Hello?
Behold, said the Lord, I am bringing the flood of water upon the earth to destroy all flesh.
Bonjour, madame.
Speaking of flesh...
Mrs. Peacock, I presume.
Cook.
Cook!
Oh, look, you two know each other.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this woman before in my life. And who are you?
Hold that thought.
Is this the right address to meet Miss Body?
You must be Mr. Green.
Yes.
Sit! No, not you, sir.
Oh, excuse me. I'm rather clumsy at parties, I'm afraid.
Not to worry, sir.
Oh dear, is there a cat? I'm afraid I'm highly allergic.
Oh, well, give him one of those pseudonyms. It clears it right up.
Cook, coat.
Kindly.
Ooh, is it hot in here or is it just me?
Greetings all, it's a pleasure for you to see me.
Ah, Professor Plum, Miss Scarlet. Welcome. I didn't realize you two were acquainted.
We weren't. My car broke down and this, professor gave me a ride.
Ooh, cocktail hour. I only drink on 2 occasions, day and night.
Good Lord, this really is a party. What is this godforsaken place anyway? I'll thank you to keep him out of this.
Oh, this old place? That's body manner. Cook, dinner?
Directly.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are all met. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Wadsworth, the butler. You may have realized that tonight nobody is being addressed by their real name. I suggest you refrain from feeling too much about yourselves this evening.
Dinner! I haven't even finished my champagne.
That was more like a cocktail minute.
We really won't keep her waiting. Cook can get cranky. Follow me, please. The dining room is right this way. is served.
What's all this about, Butler? This dinner party?
All in good time, madam. Excuse me if you will.
Shark fin soup.
My favorite.
Bon appetit.
I say we eat while it's hot.
I like things hot.
Ain't soup supposed to be hot?
Thank you, Lord, for this meal we are about to receive, and for our gracious host, whomever he is, who has invited us here tonight.
Maybe the host isn't here because the host is dead.
I'm feeling awfully anxious.
Well, I guess I'll break the ice. I mean, I'm used to hosting. It's a part of my husband's work, and plus I always host a ladies group for my church on Sundays. I mean, it's difficult when a group of new friends meet for the first time, so I'll start the ball rolling. I mean, I have no idea why we're here, but I'm very intrigued, and oh my, the soup is delicious, isn't it?
Well, I think hosting parties is deathly boring.
Well, it's an integral part of my life as the wife of a... Oh, I forgot we aren't supposed to say who we really are.
I know who you are.
How do you know who I am?
I work in Washington too.
Oh, so you're a politician's wife.
Yes, I am. So,
Who's your husband? Maybe I know him.
Mrs. White, what does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, he just lies around on his back all day.
Sounds like hard work to me.
He lies around on his back because he's no longer alive.
So, Mr. Green, what do you do in Washington?
I'd better not say. I like to follow the rules.
Oh, come on! How are we supposed to get acquainted if we don't say anything about each other? No judgments here. We're all God's children.
Well, I don't believe in God.
Well, if I wasn't trying to keep the conversation going, we would have been sitting here in an embarrassed silence.
In my professional opinion, it sounds like you have a case of fear of silence-itis.
Is that an official diagnosis?
Are you a doctor, Professor?
I know a little bit about psychological medicine, yes.
Do you practice?
Not anymore. I currently work for the government.
Another politician.
Not exactly. I do research for the Office of Social and Behavioral Studies. In other words, I study crazy, and I'm good at it.
Sounds fascinating.
Thank you, Colonel. You are a real colonel, aren't you?
I am, sir.
Aren't you going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington, D.C.?
How do you know that?
Oh, I've seen you before.
So, Miss Scarlett, does this mean you live in Washington too?
I do everything in Washington, Mr. Green.
Does anyone here not live in Washington, D.C.?
All right, Wadsworth, we've had about enough of this. Where's our host? And why have we been brought here?
Pardon me, please. Good evening, Mum. We're eagerly awaited. Thank you, Wadsworth. It's good to be home. Are the guests all here? In the dining room, Mum. Right on schedule. I'll be in the study then, as planned. Well, may I take your bags? No, thank you, Wadsworth. I'll keep them with me. They contain more evidence, I assume? Never assume, dear Wadsworth. It's much more fun to be surprised.
For God's sakes, I demand to know what's going on!
Right. I believe you've all received a letter, yes?
Yes.
I did too.
Do you have them with you?
Yes, right here.
Yes.
Yes?
Am I correct that each of your letters advise you to be here this evening because a certain Miss Body has offered to bring an end to a long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability?
That's what the letter says.
Can I interest any of you in fruit or dessert?
No!
In that case, may I suggest that we all adjourn to the study for coffee and brandy, at which point your letters will be explained and the game will be afoot.
What game?
What is he talking about?
Game.
Thank you, Yvette. That will be all.
Well, where's our host?
She's not here! Nobody's here! What is happening?
Please, Mrs. Peacock, have a drink.
My lips belong to the Lord.
Well, mine don't. Mind if I smoke?
For Wadsworth. Open after dinner. It's for you. Gesundheit.
Sorry. There really must be a cat here somewhere.
Right then, are you comfortable?
I'll make a good living.
Oh, out with it, Wadsworth.
Ladies and gentlemen, my instructions are clear. It seems that the 6 of you all have something in common. You are all being blackmailed. For some considerable amount of time, all of you have been paying what you can afford, some cases more than you can afford, to someone who threatens to expose you.
Oh, please, I've never heard anything so ridiculous. I mean, nobody could blackmail me. I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, lady, don't we all?
Anybody else wish to deny it? Until tonight, none of you knew who was blackmailing you. I hope I'm correct. that the more deductive among you have reasoned in the last several moments that it was, of course, Miss Body herself, and that the less discerning members of our cadre are experiencing that revelation right about
It was Miss Body!
now.
I'll have half the mind to call a congressman right now and...
Who is this body lady, you shrew battle axe?
What are you, her henchman, you pompous British?
What is going on here? I demand to know.
All this stress is not good for my blood pressure. What do we do now?
I've buried 5 husbands. You think I can handle a little blackmail?
Enough! My task this evening is to expose your secrets to each other, rendering you all culpable in each other's indiscretions.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
I'm sorry, but I have my orders. We'll start with you, Professor Plum.
Lucky you.
Luck's got nothing to do with it.
You were once a professor in psychiatry, specializing in helping lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the US government.
So your work has not changed, but you can't practice medicine anymore, can you? Your license has been lifted, correct?
Why, what did he do?
You know how male doctors aren't allowed to date their lady patients?
Yeah.
Well, he did.
How unethical!
Are you making moral judgments, Mrs. Peacock? How then do you justify taking bribes in return for delivering Senator Peacock's votes to certain lobbyists?
My husband is a paid consultant. There's nothing sinful about that.
Not if it's publicly declared, perhaps, but isn't it a sin if certain lobbyists are slipping payments to a sneaky senator's wife under the stall of the men's room at the Old Ebbitt Grill? How would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
When were you in that men's room?
So it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
But you've been paying blackmail for over a year now to keep that story out of the papers.
Well, I'm willing to believe you. I too am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
Me too.
And me.
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed.
I run a top secret agency for classified affairs.
Which branch?
Legislative. There are 535 members of Congress having classified affairs.
How pathetic. A man who needs to pay women to spend time with him. That's a problem I'll never have.
Is that how you knew Colonel Mustard works in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlet.
Oh, well, you tell him it's not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Haha, so it is true.
A double negative.
Double negative? You mean, yeah, photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. And in fact, double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
You trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
You don't need any help from me, sir.
That's right.
Colonel, you hold a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. Those negatives would most certainly compromise your position.
This is an outrage.
Mrs. White, you've been paying our friend the blackmailer ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances.
I didn't kill him.
Then why'd you play the blackmail?
I don't want a scandal. We had a very humiliating public confrontation. He was deranged. He was a lunatic. He didn't actually seem to like me that much. He had threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
I think she meant that he had threatened in public to kill her.
And was that his last word on the matter?
Being killed is pretty final, wouldn't you say?
And yet he was the one who died. Not you, Mrs. White, not you.
What'd the poor chap do for a living?
He was a scientist, nuclear physics.
What was he like?
He was a stupidly optimistic man. I'm afraid it came to him as a great shock when he died. He was found dead at home and he was unclothed, and his head had been cut off. Oh, but it wasn't me. I had been out all evening at the movies.
What was showing?
The Naked Alibi.
A likely story.
Do you miss him?
It's a matter of life after death. Now that he is dead, I have a life.
But he was your second husband. Your first also disappeared.
That was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
He was a very good illusionist. Oh, but my third husband. Oh, I miss him the most. Oh, he was an electrician. Well, until he was electrocuted.
And lastly, Mr. Green. Who was a homosexual?
Not me.
Beg your pardon?
No, you asked who was a homosexual, and I said, not me.
And I'm saying you're an idiot.
Wadsworth here is right. I am a homosexual, and I feel no personal shame or guilt about this, but I must keep it a secret or I'll lose my job in security grounds. Thank you.
Gesundheit.
Well, all right then, Wadsworth. You spilled our beans, now what?
Where is this Miss Body?
And what does she want from us?
Who cares? I'm not waiting here to find out. I'm leaving. I've done nothing wrong.
I'm sorry, madam. You can stay in denial, but you cannot leave this house.
I am the wife of the great senator from Tennessee. You cannot tell me what to do. Locked?
Locked?
Indeed. All the doors are locked, the windows are barred, and the grounds are patrolled by vicious dogs. There's no way out. Why?
You can't hold us hostage.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Miss Body, your hostess for the evening and your blackmailer for life. How do you do?
Who do you think you are? I'll have you brought before Congress.
I thought millionaires were supposed to be attractive looking, you piglet.
Your home is disgusting. Haven't you ever heard of a vacuum cleaner?
Why are you blackmailing us? I'm frustrated that I find you attractive.
Bribing all these good people, I don't get it. What's in it for you?
I expect this sort of behavior from a man. You're better off dead.
Pardon me, everybody, but there is one more piece of information that you all may like to have.
What?
The police are coming.
What?
Why?
Why are the police coming? When are the police coming?
In less than an hour, the police will arrive. The bridge washed out from the rain. They're expecting to find one mastermind and the criminals she's detained.
That's us.
She's made it clear that there's evidence here and that they have much to gain.
Oh no.
Unless
Unless what?
you agree to double down.
Double what?
You each pay me twice what you've been paying, and I'll tell the police it was just a phony call and send them on their way. You refuse, and I take this briefcase containing all of the evidence needed to expose your wrongdoings and put it in the hands of the police and the press. I believe some of you would face a lifetime of prison, and others of you, a lifetime of shame.
Get that briefcase.
You crook.
all here? Unless...
Unless what?
Well, there is something else you could do for me. One little favor that would change the game completely. Something I just can't bear to do myself.
What?
Peacock, have a seat, please.
What's this about, madam?
In this bag, there are 6 gifts I've brought you from Washington. Things I thought you might find useful this evening. Open them.
Why not? I enjoy getting presents from men. A candlestick? What's this for?
A ranch.
A lead pipe.
A dagger.
A revolver.
Oh, it's a thing! It's a thing! Oh, no. It's a rope.
In each of your hands, you have a lethal weapon. You all showed up here tonight because you believe the evidence against you was so terrible that you would do almost anything to keep it a secret. I'm putting that theory to the test. Miss Wadsworth here is the only other person who knows your secrets, and it's costing me and you dearly to keep her quiet. You see, I wouldn't have to double your payments if I didn't have to pay Miss Wadsworth here for her silence.
Miss Wadsworth?
That's a lie.
She may look refined and charming,
Thank you.
but she's really conniving and manipulative.
False.
Why do you think she's called the police?
You called the police?
Only because she instructed me to do so.
Did I or did Miss Wadsworth call the police here herself to carry out her greedy threat? Pay her more or she reveals us and all of our questionable legal behavior to the police.
I would never.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can manage to somehow get rid of Miss Wadsworth, I'll have no need to increase your blackmail or expose you to the police. As a matter of truth, if you can eliminate Wadsworth, who not only knows all of your secrets, but also mine, perhaps I can find it in my heart to eliminate your blackmail and be done with this terrible business once and for all.
You would never.
Why us, Body? Why don't you do your dirty work yourself?
Why should I, when the 6 of you are so uniquely motivated?
After all I've done for you, this is how you repay me. Don't listen to her. She's a liar. I'm one of you. She's been blackmailing me along the rest of you.
Oh yeah? What'd you do?
That's neither here nor there. The point is, I'm not a butler. I'm an indentured servant.
Don't make a scene, Wadsworth. It's over. The police are on their way, ladies and gentlemen. Now is your chance. Kill Wadsworth and end your blackmail forever.
It's Miss Body.
Thank God.
Is she breathing?
Stand back. She's dead.
Who had the gun?
I did.
So you shot her.
I didn't.
You had the gun. If you didn't, who did?
Somebody grabbed it from my hand, and the next thing I knew, the gun went off.
There's no gunshot wound. She's right. There isn't.
So how did she die?
I don't know. Being unbearably handsome doesn't make me a forensics expert.
One of us must have killed her.
I didn't do it.
I need a drink.
Maybe she was poisoned by the brandy.
No!
It's all right, It's okay. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Was the brandy poisoned?
Looks like we'll never know.
Unless she dies too.
It's locked. Who's in there? Who's screaming?
C'est moi?
Yvette?
Oui?
Yvette, are you alright?
No?
Yvette, are you alive?
Yes, I'm alive. No thanks to you, Wadsworth, you idiot. You locked us up in this house with a murderer.
So the murderer is here.
Oui?
Where?
Where? Here, we're all looking at him. Or her.
What took you so long?
I'm an old woman in an aggravated state of shock. It's amazing I'm anywhere.
I heard you in the study. One of you is a killer.
How could you hear us in this study?
Because I was listening. I have a tape recorder in the billiard room. Madame Body asked me to tape record your conversation.
Why would she ask you to record our conversation?
For more evidence, of course. When Wadsworth revealed your secrets in the study, they were all recorded.
What a snake! I've got to destroy them. Where are the tapes?
The tapes? What about the body?
What body?
Body's
Body?
But Yvette, why are you screaming in there all by yourself?
Because I was frightened. I also drank the cognac. Maybe I am poisoned too. Mon Dieu, I can't stay in there all alone.
Don't worry. There's safety in numbers. I'll protect you. I am very strong.
But one of you is a killer. Madame Body is dead.
And we have to figure out which one of them did it.
What do you mean, which one of them?
Well, I didn't do it.
But one of us did. We all had the opportunity and the motive. Miss Body was a bully and a liar to a soul. I would have killed her myself, but I didn't have access to a weapon. Only the 6 of you had the means to do it.
Well, don't look at me. All I got was this candlestick.
Maybe it wasn't one of us.
Who else could it have been?
Who else is in this house?
Only the cook.
The cook!
Oh, the cook. I can't believe that the cook's dead. There was a dagger in her back.
Gentlemen, might I suggest we take the cook's body into the study?
Why?
Well, for starters, when the police arrive, if they find this, we'll all be under suspicion for murder.
Murder?
And secondly, I'm the butler. I like to keep the kitchen tidy.
The body's gone. There's no body.
Nobody. Mrs. Body's body. It's gone.
Maybe she wasn't dead.
She was.
Well, where is she?
She couldn't have been dead.
She was. At least I thought she was.
Maybe there is life after death.
Life after death is as improbable as fun after marriage.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have is there a little girl's room by chance?
Oui, oui, madame.
No, I just need powder in my nose.
There's a toilet in the billiard room.
Now, I don't mean to alarm anybody, but we do currently have the small issue of 2 dead bodies, one missing, one present, and the imminent arrival of the police, who, by my calculations, ought to be here in 37 minutes.
Wadsworth, am I right to think that there's nobody else in this house?
No.
Then there is somebody else in this house.
No. Sorry, I said no meaning yes.
No meaning yet. Look, I just want a straight answer. Is there somebody else in this house, yes or no?
No.
No there is, or no there isn't.
Yes.
There seems to be some confusion about whether or not we're the only people in this house.
There isn't.
You mean there isn't any confusion, or there isn't anybody else in the house?
Either. Or both.
Just give me a clear answer.
Certainly. What was the question?
Is there anybody else in this house?
No.
That's what she says, but how does she know? Look, We got a killer and a missing dead body on the loose. One dead cook and all these murder weapons. The wrench, the dagger, the rope, yada, yada, yada. And, well, where's the lead pipe?
Where did this happen, Mrs. Peacock?
In the bathroom. I opened the door and there she was. I thought she was attacking me. She lunged.
Dead people don't lunge.
Well, she's certainly dead now. Who would want to kill her twice?
That's what we call overkill.
And why?
What's the difference?
Makes a difference to her.
Makes a difference to us. We've got to find out who killed her, where, and with what.
Seems like it was probably the lead pipe.
10 points, Professor Plum.
What kind of game are you playing, Wadsworth?
This isn't a game.
You! The lead pipe belonged to you.
But I dropped it while we were running to the kitchen.
So anyone could have picked it up.
There's no need to shout.
I'm not shouting. All right, I'm shouting. I'm shouting, I'm shouting, I'm shouting.
Hey, while you clowns lose your marbles, I'm over here trying to do something useful. Have you all forgotten about the evidence against us?
The evidence.
Body's briefcase is locked.
There must be a key.
The key. Mr. Green, would you be so kind as to check Miss Body's pockets for the key to the briefcase, which contains all the evidence to our past transgressions, so that we may destroy all said evidence forever, and free ourselves from any chance of future blackmail.
But she's so bloody.
I'll do it. It's not here.
It's not? I see. Hand me the wrench.
Here.
It's empty.
Empty.
Where's all the evidence?
Ha! I told you Body was a liar. Had the evidence in her briefcase, my foot.
Well, then where is it? I can't stand all this uncertainty. What does she have on us?
I can assure you that Miss Body possessed individual files containing devastating, incriminating evidence against each of us, kept in one large, beastly blackmail envelope marked confidential. But where that envelope is now and what it contains, I could not say. All I know is that if found, we're all goners.
We must find that evidence and destroy it.
Then we can put all of this behind us and move on with our miserable lives.
Evidence aside, first things first. We're in a room with 2 dead bodies, 6 murderous weapons, and the cops are on their way.
Not to mention there's a homicidal maniac about. Let's put the weapons back in Body's bag and bring it to the broom closet.
Wait, what are you gonna do with the key to the closet, Wadsworth?
I'll put it in my pocket.
But what if you're the murderer?
I'm not.
But what if you are?
I have an idea. We'll throw it away.
That's
Good
great.
idea.
How do you do? Can we help?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb the whole household here, but my car broke down and I was wondering if I could use your phone.
Right, just a moment, please.
Yes.
Very well, sir.
Well, where is it?
What, the body?
The phone. What body?
What? There's no body. There's nobody. There's nobody in the study. But I think there's a phone in the lounge.
Thank you.
When you've made your call, perhaps you'd be good enough to wait in there.
Certainly.
Now listen. Police on the way. I estimate about another 29 minutes or so. That gives us plenty of time.
To do what? Get killed?
It's true. We must identify the murderer, but my immediate concern is recovering the evidence.
But how?
Now suggest we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house.
Split up?
Yes.
But then one of us might run into the murderer.
Mon Dieu!
Then one of us will have discovered who the murderer is.
But then one of us will be dead.
This is war, Peacock. Casualties are inevitable. You can't make an omelet without breaking eggs. Any cook will tell you that.
But look what happened to the cook.
Colonel, are you willing to take that chance?
What choice do we have?
None.
I suppose you're right.
Thank you.
I swear to God there's a cat in this house.
All right, troops, divide and conquer.
And remember, no funny business. We must work as a team. Oh, who am I kidding? It's not like any of you would come upon the missing envelope and purposely hide it so you could clear yourself of blame and then blackmail the rest of us to secure yourself an unseemly but substantial fortune.
No.
Who would ever think of such a thing?
We wouldn't do that.
Good. Now, you know you've found the dirt when you find an envelope marked confidential
That's essential.
and consequential.
Let's meet back here in 10 minutes.
But what if someone doesn't come back?
Well, remember you fondly. 6 suspects, 2 murders, and an envelope of damning evidence hidden somewhere in this house. With the police due in 25 minutes, we can't take any chances. My deepest apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Lock the doors. Now we're all in this together.
I'm a little nervous. I'm in this big house and I've been locked in the lounge. And the funny thing is, there's a whole group of people here having some sort of party, and one of them is my old boss from...
Where is it?
Where's what?
The evidence you snatched out of my hand, you idiot.
I don't know what you're talking
Either give it
about.
up or I'll have you singing soprano.
All right, I snatched it. But somebody snatched it from me.
Who?
Don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you.
Yes, you are. You're looking at me right now.
Hey, look, scarlet flowers, my favorite. They smell divine. You know, if you rub a petal on your neck, they smell as irresistible to men. Oh my God, and garters!
Now, come on. It's just a flower.
Not the flower, you idiot! A secret passage, come on.
Oh, ladies first, Miss Scarlet.
How heroic.
Where are we?
How should I know? The lights are off.
Oh, turn them on.
I would if I could see anything.
Look, here. Maybe this will help.
The lounge, of course. We forgot to look in the lounge.
Quite an oversight considering dead motorist in the chair. Dead
Dead
motorist?
motorist?
Ah! Help! Help! Murder! Murder!
Let us out!
Let us out!
I have an idea.
I think they're shooting at us.
You don't say, Sherlock. Come out. The door is open. I'm done shooting.
It's the police. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. We've been expecting you.
You have?
We haven't?
I was just passing through and found this abandoned car near the gates of this house. Did a motorist come here for help by any chance?
No!
Well, actually, yes.
No!
There seems to be some disagreement.
No.
Yes.
Can I come in and use the phone?
Of course you may, sir. There's a phone in the lounge.
Out of order.
Of course. My mistake. You can use the phone in the study.
Occupied.
If you please, sir, you may use the phone in the library. Right this way.
You're all acting rather peculiar. What's going on in the lounge and the study?
Lounging, studying. This way.
Let me have a look.
No, thank you.
What?
Oh, this way, please.
Actually, I'd like to take a look around if you don't mind.
Of course, officer. Follow me. I'll take you on a grand tour of body matter.
Moments later.
Notice the brass doorknob crafted specifically for Lord Body by his buddy in 1878, and...
I don't care about the doorknobs, mister. What's going on around here? What are you hiding in those 2 rooms?
Which 2 rooms?
The lounge and the study.
Oh, those 2 rooms.
Yes.
Officer, I don't think you should go there.
Why not?
Oh, because it's all too shocking.
Excuse me.
Evening, officer. How do you do?
Are these men drunk?
Dead drunk.
Want a sip?
Oh, I can't drink while on the job. The chief would kill me.
Killed if you do, killed if you don't.
What?
Have a lovely evening, officer.
Same to you. Why didn't you tell me this was a party?
My apologies, sir.
Well, I don't know what you were so worried about. There's nothing illegal about any of this. Just make sure you don't let those fellas drive home drunk. Call them a car.
Black car.
Terrific. May I use your phone now?
Certainly.
Hello? Hello? Is this phone even working?
Hello? Hello?
It's me.
Oh, you scared me. I thought you was a killer.
Did somebody cut the line? Hello? You zot right.
Oh good, you can hear me. There's something funny going on around here. All the lights just went out and... You see, I found this abandoned car. You know that big mansion on top?
Ah, there we are.
Must have been a short in the wire.
And the Lord said, let there be light.
Did the Lord happen to mention why the lights were shut off to begin with?
Oh, who cares? We're still in the dark anyway. We're no closer to solving our mysteries or unearthing the evidence against us.
Shh! Do you hear that?
Sounds like a telephone's off the hook.
It's coming from the library.
That's where the killer must be.
Guard me. Going in.
What are you afraid of?
A fate worse than death?
No, just death.
Maybe we can escape through the window. Yvette!
Excuse me, Mr. Cop. Are you alright? Do you need assistance?
Hey! Copper! The butler asked you a question! Hang up the telephone!
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I am your singing telegram!
3 murders in 3 minutes. That's our best record.
This is getting serious. 6 suspects, 6 murders. Miss Body in the billiard room, the cook in the kitchen, the motorist in the lounge, the cop in the library, Yvette in the ballroom, and the singing telegram girl in the hall. Not to mention confidential envelope full of missing damning evidence. Our guests may be gifted at breaking the law, but they clearly need work on breaking a case. So, who's the killer, you may ask? I'm sure you have your suspicions. But with no time to discuss that now, the police are nearly here. Very well. In order to figure out who the murderer is, I believe the best course of action is to start at the beginning. Sometimes the most obvious answer is right under our noses.
I thought the cat was dead.
Yes, thank you, Colonel. So nice of you to join us. I shall take you through the events of the evening, step by step. Now, try to stay with me. At the start of the evening, Yvette was here, waiting to offer you all a glass of champagne. The doorbell rang, it was you. I recognized you as Colonel Mustard. Yvette gave you a drink. Doorbell, Mrs. White, pale and tragic. I introduced her to Yvette. They both flinched. A rumble of thunder, a crash of lightning, peacock, green, scarlet, plum, all arrived. That's when the cook banged the gong. And we all adjourned to the dining room. We found your names beside your places. Shark fin soup. My favorite! And you'd had a letter, and you'd had a letter, and you'd had a letter, and you'd had a letter.
Get on with it!
We all went to the study. Miss Body gave you gifts and you opened them. Miss Body lay on the floor apparently dead. But she wasn't really dead. She was really alive. But we didn't know it. Next, Mrs. Peacock drank a drink. Mr. Green suggested the drink might be poisoned. Suddenly we heard more screaming from Yvette. We ran to the billiard room. You locked me in with a murderer, you idiot. But one of us wasn't there.
Who? Mrs. Peacock.
I was there with the rest of you!
When we heard Yvette scream, we all ran to the study, but you lagged behind. I'm in an aggravated state of shock. It was the perfect time to commit murder. May I?
Be my guest.
It was Miss Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger.
God forbid!
I found your feather in the freezer, Peacock, and it was your dagger that stabbed the cook in the back.
Poor woman, I thought you liked her soup.
It was my favorite.
Then we ran to the kitchen. Mr. Green, you were under the cook's corpse for approximately 2 minutes and 57 seconds, while the rest of us never even realized you were gone. I suggested we bring the cook back to the study. But Body's body was gone. Then Mrs. Peacock stumbled into the room with Body on her body because Body had been bludgeoned in the bathroom with a lead pipe.
By whom?
It was Mr. Green in the billiard room with the lead pipe.
Preposterous!
I found your disgusting hanky just outside the bathroom door in the billiard room. Right where Mrs. Peacock was attacked by Miss Body the second time she died. And it was your lead pipe found in her skull. Couldn't stand the thought of Body getting away, huh? So you bashed her brains out?
Don't be ridiculous. I can't stand the sight of blood. It wasn't me.
That's when we decided to destroy the evidence in Body's briefcase.
But the briefcase was empty.
Correct. The evidence Body had been holding against us was gone.
That's when we locked away the murder weapons and ran to the front door to throw away the key. To the hall.
We opened the door and discovered the motorist.
Who'd been killed in the lounge.
But who killed him? The door was locked.
It was Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench.
I never lounge.
You stole the key to the broom closet, grabbed the wrench, and did the deed.
Did not. I didn't even know the man.
To Colonel Mustard, your driver for life, Mike the motorist.
Give me that.
Plus, I found you lurking conspicuously in the conservatory. The scarlet flowers opened up the passage to the lounge. And if I remember correctly, scarlet flowers have 5 petals. This one only had 4, meaning you had already plucked a petal to the secret passage where you pummeled the motorist to death with a wrench.
Never underestimate what you can do with a wrench, Mustard.
Well, I know. How do you think I fixed the kitchen sink?
And then the doorbell rang. Doorbell! And the cop arrived.
That cop that got killed in the library.
It was Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick. I just solved a murder.
I didn't do it!
Oh yeah? Then how'd the cop wind up decapitated? And why did I find your cigarette in a stack of books in the library?
Oh, give me a break. You found my cigarette before the cop even arrived.
Aha! So you admit you were in the library, huh? What were you doing? Plotting a murder?
How could I even plan the murder of a cop that I didn't even know was coming?
I rest my case.
I didn't kill him. But I do know who killed the singing telegram girl.
You do?
It was Professor Plum in the hall with the revolver.
How could I? Yvette had the gun when she shot the lounge door.
But when the cop arrived, she passed it to you and you hid it in that stupid French hat of yours. I found it when we were searching the house.
Proves nothing.
Maybe we should slow things down. And then, you shot the singing telegram girl before she could finish her song and dance. Wonder what kind of dirt she had on you. Maybe she was an old patient of yours or something, right?
I never saw that girl before in my life. This is ridiculous. It wasn't me.
I know. It was Mrs. White with the rope in the billiard room.
I'd rather die.
I saw how you cringed when you came in tonight and noticed Yvette. You said your third husband was an electrician. Stands to reason you know your way around an electrical panel. So it's you that switched off the lights and strangled Yvette with a rope.
I did not. Well, I mean, I'll admit it. I recognize Yvette. She had a torrid love affair with my late husband. I hated her. I hated her so much. Flames, flames, flames on the side of my face. Breathing, heaving breaths.
Mrs. White.
But I didn't kill her.
So, in summation,
Oh, thank God. It was Miss Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger.
Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench, Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick, Professor Plum in the hall with the revolver, Miss White in the ballroom with the rope, and Mr. Green in the billiard room with the lead pipe.
Wait a minute. There's still one thing I don't understand.
Just one thing.
Now 2.
Freeze! Nobody move!
How did you?
Wadsworth! You can call me Wadsworth if you want to.
That's your name, ain't it?
You all thought it was Miss Body who was killed tonight, but that's impossible.
But she bled all over me.
But it wasn't Body who was bleeding.
What if Body wasn't Body? Who was she?
She was Wadsworth, my butler.
You're Miss Body.
Aha! Oh.
I want to thank you for killing off my network of spies and informers, which you all did splendidly, by the way. And so, of course, the added bonus of our evening together is now that I have you all on the hook for murder.
Murder?
But the police will be here any minute. You'll never get away with this.
Why should the police come?
Oh my God.
Of course.
What?
Nobody's called them. They were never on their way.
Oh.
So, here's what we're gonna do, folks. We're gonna stack the bodies into the cellar, we're gonna lock the cellar door, and we're gonna leave quietly, one by one, and forget that any of this ever happened.
I can't forget all of this.
Oh, I forgot the best part. Now with murder on the menu, the price of blackmail just tripled. Now move.
Wait a minute. We can all rush her. She's got no more bullets left in that gun. Oh, come on, you don't think I'm gonna fall for that old trick. It's not a trick. There was 1 shot at Miss Body in the study, 2 for the cat, 2 shot at the lounge door, and 1 for the singing telegram girl.
That's not 6.
1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. There was only 1 shot that got the cat. That's 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. Even if you were right, that would be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, not 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Okay, fine. 1 plus 2 plus... Shut up! Point is, there's 1 bullet left in this gun, and anybody who moves is gonna get it.
So you're just gonna keep blackmailing us and we'll pretend like this never happened? That's the plan?
Of course. Why not?
I'll tell you why not. Larry Goodman, FBI.
Mr. Green? FBI? That sniffing stooge. Did you see this coming?
Quit talking, Wadsworth. Or should I call you Miss Body? The jig is up.
You're really FBI?
That's right. The real Mr. Green got a letter just like each of you. Only he came to the bureau and asked for help. I'm an agent out of the Hartford office, who's apparently a dead ringer for Green. I took his place here tonight so we could have a sting operation.
Some sting? 6 people died on your watch! Not to mention that poor cat.
They had used me because the real Miss Body here knew what Green actually looked like. I usually worked the Hartford desk on property crime. You know, theft, fraud, and the like. I've become a bit of an expert on the art of pickpocketing. That's how this large envelope marked confidential ended up with me tonight, not any of you.
You have the evidence?
It's all here. We had a suspicion of what we might find here tonight, but I never imagined we'd be this rich.
Let me see that.
Let's all take a look. Here's Miss Scarlett's accounting book for her classified affairs service, giving plenty of motivation as to why she killed the dead cop who's listed right here on her payroll.
No, give me that!
And then we've got the love letter addressed to Professor Plum.
That's private property.
Seems that singing telegram girl is the daughter of the head of the U.S. Department of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Looks like she was just about to come clean to daddy. Most certainly would have cleaned up Professor Plum. Guess that's why he killed her.
Now see here.
And these negatives. My, oh my, Colonel. Seems like you've had quite a bit of classified affairs yourself. Guess you would have gotten to keep your important military title if your old driver, then Fortune Motors that stopped by tonight, had informed your Major General where he drove you every Tuesday night.
I just wanted somebody to talk to.
And poor Miss Peacock. Here's your Bible. Made it pretty easy to stash your cash for bribery, no? Too bad your old cook can keep her mouth shut, huh? If only she hadn't told Body your secrets. Maybe she would still be alive today.
God forgives all!
And Miss White, you weren't lying, were you? You really did hate a vet.
So much! Flames! Flames! On the sun of night.
Here's your fingerprints, collected at the crime scenes of your previous murders.
Never murdered my husband.
Fingerprints that I'm sure the FBI will be able to match to those on the noose tied around a vet's neck.
I wore gloves.
You mean these?
Damn it!
And last, but certainly not least, Miss Bonnie Body.
Yeah, so what?
I hold in my hand an FBI file containing the whole Big Body family. Your butler, Wadsworth, had been feeding us information for months. Could see why he killed her. You shot Mister in the study, but she wisely played dead. Awfully good actor. Had us all convinced. But while we were all racing from the kitchen with the dead cook, you found your sneaky butler trying to make her escape and bludgeoned her to death with the lead pipe I dropped on the hallway floor while running to the kitchen.
That was convenient.
And you left her, dead, propped up against the bathroom door for poor Miss Peacock to encounter moments later.
You swine!
The Body family business had been one for organized crime, blackmail, and murder for generations, but they always elude the law. Until now, tonight, the Body family business has reached a dead end.
You leave my family out of this! I'm melting. I'm slain. I'm dust. I'm food for worms. Not dead. Close. Almost there. Probably about 32 more seconds. Ah, yes. Here we go. I'm gone.
She's dead.
Not yet. Now.
I tell you, this is the most exciting night I've had in a long time. And now, you're under arrest. Boys!
Hey, yo, not today, Satan. Man, I'm not gonna get into film school.
Here are the criminals you've been looking for, and here's all the evidence against them. Oh, and there's some tapes in the billiard room you might find useful as well.
Now I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.